sometimes old man trouble comes knocking at your door. And I'm glad we got somebody we can take it to. I'm glad we got Jesus.
You can answer that door.
Amen. He can take care of it right real quick.
Yeah.
I'm glad that when you go around the curve somewhere and there's trouble, that the hand of God is there to sort of move you around.
Oh, yeah.
And that's happened a lot.
Praise the Lord.
I thank God for that. He's good, isn't he? He's very good. We as Christians face adversity. It don't matter if you're on the top of the mountain or you're down in the valley. We're going to face adversity. We're going to run into some problems sometimes. And I found out that when I run into one of them problems, I run to Jesus. And I found out that He takes care of it real quick. He's there, willing and ready to take care of any problem that I might encounter. Yes. Amen. One time there was this young lady, her name was Peggy, and she come running in the house, at her mom's house, and I mean, she was all tore all to pieces. And her mom said, "What is wrong with you?" Said, "Oh, it ain't no working. Me and Billy's had the awfulest fight you ever seen." Said, "The kids are making straight F's. All they want to do is play video games. I can't get them to straighten out." Said, "You go to work and it's drama, drama, drama. Everybody's upset. Everybody's wanting to talk about somebody else. I am sick and tired of it. And on the way over here, they pull me over and give me a speeding ticket. I have had it." Her mama looked at her and she said, "Huh." Well, she went over to the cabinets, got 3 pots out, and filled them up with water and put them on the stove, turned them up on high, and they got boiling real good. And Peggy, she's still going, she's still venting, David. I mean, she's full up. "Man, I'm so sick of that man. All he wants to do is lay in there and watch football. He won't do no work. He won't mow the yard. I am sick. I'm giving up on it all." Her mom walked over to the refrigerator and she got some carrots out. Put carrots in one pot. She went over to the refrigerator and got some eggs and put some eggs in the other pot. She went over in the cabinet, got some ground up coffee beans and put them in the other pot. I mean, it boiled hard for about 25 minutes. I mean, hard boiled. And Peggy, she's still going. Yak, 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 yak. I'm mad. I'm going to quit. Her mama goes over and turns the stove off and says, "I want you to look at this. What do you see?" Well, she said, "Well, I see carrots, eggs, and coffee." She said, "Pick up the carrots." He said, "What do you feel?" Said, "Well, they're soft and mushy." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Pick up one of them eggs and crack it open." She did. He said, "What do you see?" He said, "An old rubbery, hard-boiled egg." "Yeah, rubbery." She said, "Try the coffee." She said, "Boy, that coffee's good." She said, "Did you notice that when we put these carrots in this boiling water, they were stiff and firm and hard?" Well, see, these carrots and these eggs and these coffee beans all face the same adversity, the boiling water. When we put the carrots in, they were very hard, but adversity changed the carrots, didn't it? They become weak, soft, and mushy. Sometimes when we face adversity, David, we become soft and weak and mushy. See, now the eggs, when we put them in there, and if you boil a hard-boiled egg and keep it boiling for about 25 minutes, they ain't much good to eat. I'll tell you that right now. She said, when you cracked that egg, it had an outer shell, but inside it was pliable and you could work with it. But after it faced the adversity of the boiling water, it became real hard and rubbery and you couldn't work with it anymore. The adversity changed the carrots. The adversity changed the eggs. But when the coffee grounds went in, the adversity didn't change the coffee. The coffee changed the adversity. So what are we this morning? Are we eggs? Are we carrots? are we coffee grounds when we face problems? Do we crumble and just give up and I can't make it anymore? Or do we get so tough and rubbery that we're not pliable anymore, that we can't even, respond to anybody? Or are we like the coffee grounds that can give flavor to things? We're one of the three. We're one of the three here this morning. How adversity affects us affects what we're going to do with the rest of our life. I found out if you crumble every time adversity comes, you'll continue that process. 10 years from now, if you run 10 years ago, you're still going to run when trouble comes. If you throw up your hands and want to quit, 15 years down the road, you're going to throw up your hands and want to quit. If you become hard, rubbery, and bitter, 20 years down the road, every time something goes wrong, you're going to become hard and bitter until you're a very bitter person. But if you go in there and look at that adversity and change it, when adversity comes to you, when that situation comes to you, God will give you the ability to change it. We need to learn how to face adversity. We need to learn how to face problems. And sometimes in life, we've got to move on down the road a little bit and do something different. Sometimes we get comfortable in the little nest we're in, and God's not going to let you get comfortable with your four and no more. He won't let you get comfortable there. He's called us to reach out to the lost. One time there was two little old frogs down in the pond. Now these frogs were polar opposites. The first little old frog's name was Nancy. Now Nancy was a very, very negative little frog. Now this other frog over here, his name was Peter. Now Peter was a positive frog. They'd get up in the morning and the sun would be shining and Peter'd say, "Wow, what a beautiful day." Nancy'd say, "It's going to blister my skin. It's going to burn me. I don't like it." The next day there'd be a mist come by and a little rain coming down a little bit. Peter'd say, "Oh, what a refreshing rain." Nancy'd say, "Oh, I'm sick of all of this rain. So sick of it." The next day the air would be still and everything would be dry and she'd complain about that. The next day there'd be a breeze blowing. Peter Frog would say, "Man, don't that breeze feel so good?" Nancy said, "No, it's messing up my hair." You know frogs ain't got hair. She had a wig on, but that's how it is. But anyhow, after the summer come and gone and the pond began to dry up, and it got not much left but mud, Nancy said, "I think I'm just going to lay down here and die." And Peter said, "There's a dairy barn up at the top of the hill. I think I'm going to go up there where it's cool. Will you come with me?" Well, she didn't want to go, but she did. And they went on up to the dairy barn. There was a ledge there, and they hopped up on it. Old Nancy Frog, "What are we going to do now?" Well, there's a big old barrel of cream right under the ledge, and they were just sitting there looking at that barrel, and all of a sudden one of them old cows belted. Both them frogs jumped at the same time, and they landed right in that barrel of cream. Nancy said, "I'm just going to sink to the bottom and die," and she did. But now Peter, he said, "I ain't giving up that easy," and he began to swim around in that cream. And he'd swim and he'd turn them little legs as hard as he could go. Well, that cream began to thicken up. After a while it turned into butter, and Peter Frog jumped out and lived a happy ever after frog life. Now when adversity comes to you, if you give up and you quit, you're going to suffer. You're going to perish. But if you go against it, fight it, keep going, things works out pretty good. Sometimes in life, you got to move, pick up your shovel, and go dig another well. Sometimes people get mean and fill up your well, David. Now you can either fight, beat their brains out, or you can move over here and dig you another well. Now in the Bible, that's what Isaac did. And that's what we're going to read this morning. Isaac planted ground and had a good harvest that same year. The Lord blessed him. And Isaac was so successful that he became very rich. In fact, the Philistines were jealous of the large number of sheep, goats, and slaves that Isaac owned. And they stopped up the wells that Abraham's servants had dug before his death. Finally, Abimelech said, Isaac, I want you to leave our country, for you have become too powerful to stay here. Isaac left and settled in the Gerar Valley, where he cleaned out all those wells that the Philistines had stopped up. Isaac also gave each one of those wells the same name that Abraham had given. And while the servants were digging in the valley, they found a spring-fed well. But the shepherds of the Gerar Valley quarreled with Isaac's shepherds and claimed the water belonged to them. So then that well was named Quarrel, because they had quarreled with Isaac. Isaac's servants dug another well, and the shepherds also quarreled about that. So that well was named Jealous. Finally, they dug one more well. There was no quarreling this time, and the well was named Lots of Room, because the Lord had given them room and would make them very successful. Just skip on through that one. Okay. Now Isaac faced some adversity. The first thing is he was living down there with the enemy where the Philistines were. They were mortal enemies. They did not like each other. That was his first problem. When he became very wealthy, the Philistines became jealous of him. And they said, you got to move. Now it ain't like when we live today. Call Allied moving vans and they pull a big truck up and we throw our junk in there, or they pack it up and throw it in there and we go on to where we're going. No, it didn't work that way. They had to take their tent down, get all their things, all their flocks, and move. And when they got to the new location, they lived in a very dry country. There was no well. So they began to get their shovels out. They didn't have a backhoe. They didn't have a well drilling rig. They got their shovels out and they began to dig into the dirt. And they would dig and dig. And here comes the water. And the people of the area where they had moved said, that's our water. So they're facing some adversity here. Isaac said, we'll move on. We'll take our little shovel with us. And we'll go dig another well. So they went on down and they began to, and it's hard work digging the well with a shovel. They began to dig the well. They got it dug, and here comes the water again. They're thinking, man, everything's good. Hey, that's our water too. That's our water too. So they picked up their shovel, throwed it over their shoulder, went on down the road and dug another well. This time when they dug the well, there was plenty of room. The Lord blessed them. There was no arguing over the water, and everything was good. Sometimes in life we face adversity. Sometimes it ain't a bowl of cherries that we got, it's the pits. Sometimes it ain't too good. Sometimes it's a wreck. Just like Isaac had. Now the devil attacks Christians through different ways. Sometimes the devil uses enemies to be your adversary. I'm going to go out there and salt David's yard. Yeah, he thinks he's going to grow a garden. I'm going to put salt in it. I'm going to go down there and cut his tree down. It's shading my tomato plant. Your enemy can be an adversary. Family members can really be adversaries sometimes. That can be pretty bad. I know family members that have not darkened each other's door for years. Because they don't know why. But because the devil is feeding the fire that's inside them. Sometimes those in authority become your adversary because they don't understand your nature or the freedom that you have. I remember, it's been a long time ago, I worked on a machine. I wasn't a millwright at the time, and David, I've always sort of been laid back. Just sort of kick back a little bit. I wouldn't go through life happy. I've always been happy. Well, I had a boss there that he didn't like that. He didn't like that attitude that I had. And he went out of his way to make things hard for me. Well, I kept on doing my little happy thing, and he didn't like it. As the years went by, he called me to the office and he said, I need to talk to you. I said, okay. I walked in and I said, what's your problem? He said, I've been watching you for the past years, and I thought you just wasn't doing your job. But I realized that, man, you're just walking by and fixing things as you go, and it's just all in fluid motion. I said, I've been wrong about you, and I want to apologize. Sometimes the Lord will turn that adversary into a good friend. Adversaries, it's going to come, man. I don't care where you're at with God. You can be on top of the mountain. You can be down in the valley. You can be living at the foot of the cross. Or you can be sort of far away from God. Adversity comes to your life. But the Lord says in His Word, be of good cheer. There's going to be trouble out there, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. Right? Adversity will always come. We need to learn to be persistent when adversity comes. If you don't sort of stub up your back sometimes, David, the devil will run over you. At age 8, his mother died. Now, this was a mama's boy. And the person that he really cared about died. I mean, his life was shattered. Age 22, he lost his job. Age 23, he went in debt and went on a business venture with another guy. They opened a little store. Age 26, business partner died and he was left owing all the money. We're going to skip age 28 there. Age 37, elected Congress, but failed to be re-elected. Age 41, son dies. Age 45, run for the Senate and lost. Age 47, run for vice president and lost. Age 49, ran for the Senate and lost again. Looks like you'd have give up, don't it? Looks like this man would have just said, politics ain't for me. Age 51, he was elected President of the United States. And in most people's opinion, probably one of the best presidents that ever lived. His name was Abraham Lincoln. If you keep pushing, you can succeed. We need to believe that God will bless us when we're facing adversity. He blessed Isaac, didn't he? Wherever he went, he was blessed. His flocks increased. Everything went good for him. And the last thing we need to know, that good comes from adversity. If you're going through a problem in your life, maybe you're shipwrecked. Maybe you don't know what to do. Maybe you think nobody understands you. Maybe you think, man, every time I try to go up a hill, I climb one step, slide back two. Maybe it's a wreck. I don't know what to do. But I believe that adversity causes us to grow, causes us to get strong. If you never had words with each other, if y'all got along perfect every day, sometime later on in life, when a problem comes, you wouldn't know what to do with it. You wouldn't know how to talk to each other about it. Adversity causes you to talk things out, and you need that. One time there was a man, he was on a ship, and this ship was sailing out in the ocean. The ship sunk. He was the only survivor. He made his way to a little island. Deserted island. Nobody there, nothing there. He took what little junk he had and he built him a little shack to live in. And now that little shack was what he had his trust and comfort in. He would pray, Lord, Lord, send somebody back to rescue me. Send me help. Help didn't come. One day when he went on the backside of the island to hunt some fish and do whatever he does, and he seen smoke coming from the other side of the island, he run back. Sure enough, his little shack caught on fire and was burning down. He said, oh God, why did you let this happen to me? Why? Oh God, why did you take the only possession I've got? Yeah. So he went to bed with his pity party. Got up the next morning and here a boat comes in. He said, man, how did you find me? We seen your signal fire. You see, God will use adversity to rescue us, to make us strong. Maybe you're going through some things this morning. Man, maybe things just ain't really good. God can fix it. God can.
Locked in a prison, in a bar cell. Yes, I was guilty, deserving hell. My soul's freedom was blocked by the wall. My list of sins had grown so tall. But I'm going, yes I'm going, over the wall, over the wall. Oh, I'm going, yes I'm going, over the wall, over the wall. Looking for a way to escape my pain. Just pray that it wasn't too late. My soul's freedom was blocked by the wall. My list of sins grown so tall. I'm going, yes I'm going, over the wall, over the wall. Oh, I'm going, yes I'm going, over the wall.
If you came in this building this morning and you didn't have Jesus in your life, you need Him. If you came in this building this morning with the Lord in your heart, you need more of Him. And if you think that you've all got everything you'll ever need, you really need to hit the altar, because, brother, we all need more of Him. And I found that to be true. You see, philosophy, I guess. Sometimes when we come to church, we come because of peer pressure. Somebody said, you need to go. Maybe your dad or your mom or maybe a friend. And sometimes we might go because we might think it's the right thing to do. You know, the neighbors will think well of me. Those people I work with will think well. And maybe sometimes we go out of obligation. Well, you know, I should go. God expects me to go. Maybe we go out of fear. If I don't go, everything wrong is going to happen. Wreck the car. Heat pump will quit. Gas logs will quit. And maybe sometimes we go because we're thankful. You know, I'm glad He saved me. I'm glad that He saved me. And it's the thing we should do. But I want to tell you the real reason that you need to come to church is because you're in love with Him. Now that may be a little bit of an alien concept this morning. We all say, yeah, I love the Lord. And that's good. But are we in love with Him? It's strange, ain't it? Are you in love with Him? Are you totally lost in amazement that He died for you, that He cares for you? Are you in love with Him? And do you know how you can tell if you're in love with Him or not? Because He's what you think about. He's who you think about. He's who you talk about. He's who, when you go to bed, that you got Him on your mind. Are you in love with Him? Are you sold out? You remember when you first got married, or when you first got in a relationship with each other, guys? You know that warm and a bubbly feeling, and man, you'd go through a snowfield, Terry, to get to Ashland. Solomon, you'd walk on barbed wire, man, barefooted to get to Laura. See, that's the way it needs to be with you and the Lord. That warm, bubbly feeling that, man, I can't wait to get into the presence of Him. Aisling says, "What wish Terry was here?" Laura says, "Wow, man, I wish Solomon was here." You know what the Lord's saying? Man, I wish you guys would come. I wish you would fix your heart upon me. Let me be the Lord of your life. And that's what I would say to you this morning. It's not about what you want to get, whether you come or you don't come. It's not about, man, I'm thankful. It's not about, well, what people will think if I don't go or I do go. But it's, are we in love with Him? Can we get to that point, man? We're in love with Him. Man, I can't wait to get just feel his touch, to feel him around me, to feel his warmth, to talk to him. You see, I believe we can be in love with him. And I believe when we get down and we pray, man, he'll answer you. I believe that. Sometimes we get so busy, we put him over here on the back burner. We're not in love with him if we got him on the back burner. We're not in love with him if we talk to him once a day when we go to bed, or we say a quick, Lord bless this food. But we're in love with him. When, man, we're filled with desire to be with him. We're in love with him when we know deep inside you can't make it without him. Don't want to. Don't want to go through 1 minute of the day, David, without just feeling his presence cover me up. That Holy Ghost experience that David talks about sometimes, man, I want that all the time, all day long, every day. I want, when he's looking down on me from heaven, to look over there on Gabriel and say, hey, Gabe, he's in love with me. Hey, Michael, man, he's in love with me. Look at that boy down there. Look at that girl. Are you in love with him? I invite you to come and be in love with him. Look at the change that will come in your life, I promise you. David, if you